Hi, everyone. Hope you're doing better than us Iranians. I'm recording this in my pajamas because I don't have any respect for the world at this point in time. And I don't know if I ever again find any respect because guess what? Trump proved Khamenei and his regime right. They were right about the US policies and Britain and France and Western imperialism, right? That's so ironic. That's so fucking ironic. We have this guy, Jean Baudrillard, who actually had this essay. What was it called? The Spirit of Terrorism. And he actually articulated that there's this mix of fascination and global resentfulness towards American technological and scientific advancements. Basically, he discussed it was out of jealousy if those acts of terrorism happened, the 9/11. And I was thinking, when I heard of Trump's Back to the Stone Age message, that is it not the same resentful admiration coming from less historically rooted powers that brings this kind of language back to the Stone Age, referring to those old ancient civilizations as primitives? Yeah, back to the Stone Age. It's part of a long-standing discourse, Western discourse, basically, that frames non-Western civilizations as primitive, as backward. A framing that does not just insult, it kind of dehumanizes those countries, those people that these powers target, while also masking, speaking of Baudrillard, masking the anxieties that these powers feel about shifting global power. Yeah, we're different. That's why we're being bombed, right? We are considered enemies of the capitalism. And it's been a pattern. Females, minorities, queer people, blacks, indigenous people, Iranians, the Chinese. We've been always a target. And this is not new. This is not new. And Trump is not just the person. He is the ideology. He is the ideology, and he's a system. He's a Euro-Western, North American system of hierarchy. It's a global hierarchy. And that's funny because think about the irony. A 250 years old country, the US, threatening to return the thousands of years civilization back to the Stone Age. Yeah, that makes sense. The technological, the scientific, the cultural foundations of many so-called non-Western societies, like Persians, Black people, the indigenous people, Muslims, have not been just ignored but exploited, appropriated, silenced, and at times destroyed, either through military action or diplomatic intervention, and still no acknowledgement of all the contributions that they had to Western advancements, scientific advancements in the West and in Europe and North America. Just reduction, dismissal, and threats. Stone Age. Stone Age is not a time and a place, actually. It's a mindset. It's this very mindset that Trump and all those powers have been using. It rather reveals the logic behind it than the primitiveness of the people that it targets, actually. It's a logic made of words like war on terror, preemptive war, preemptive defense, some bullshit like that, anti-Semitism, human rights. These are all parts of the rhetoric used for managing and controlling that global hierarchy, used by this very Stone Age mindset. They were not simply a survival tool. They were this hunting weapon for those Stone Age perspectives, those cannibals. Actually, this whole thing proved the Iranian regime right. You know, Trump proved to us Iranians that the Islamic Republic wasn't that far from the truth, actually. Yeah, I'm not saying I'm not defending them, but honestly, if I am to choose between this Stone Age thinking of Trump and Euro-Western capitalism and colonialism, I would go for Khamenei and Islamic regime, absolutely. And by the way, no matter what our thinking, Iranians, you can't just erase us. It's a history of 6,000 years, and it's the reason why it's called history is because you cannot just erase those people back to the Stone Age, those civilizations. We have lived this. We have survived. And that's the difference between our culture, our civilization, and yours. That's the real difference. It's not that you have a better technology and you can obliterate our outdated system that was the product of sanctions and all the exploitation that happened against the Iranian people, actually. Imminent threat. Yeah, right. Imminent threat. Like shame. Shame on you. Shame on you. People that are going to watch this, that are going to watch tomorrow what's going to happen to Iran. Shame on you. You did not take Palestine seriously. you do not take what happens to Iran seriously, but you will, but it happens to you. And that's not too far. That's not too far. So, happy Easter, by the way.